Okay, you can begin now.
Thank you. So, hi everyone. I want to thank uh, Young STEM and STEM Up for this opportunity. So, thank you. So, I'm Alessandro Dimitro. I'm a medical doctor. I'm doing the residency here in Rome in psychiatry. And today, actually, this is not going to be like a real talk or lecture. So, so it can be like more easy. I just want to like share some of the thoughts I made in the last couple of years. So maybe it's more going to be like a discussion, I guess. So let's start from the title of the initiative, Low Yield Ambition. Actually, this is something I made up, so it's not a real term, but I created for this opportunity. And but I created because I think it's really effective in describing what the concept I want to tell you today. So with low yield ambition, I describe, so I mean a type of ambition that does not produce any result or kind of outcome. And I think in really competitive field like medicine is one, but as others, it's quite common. I think you noticed around you, like in field where numbers, where visibility and this kind of stuff, it's really important. You will notice this kind of behavior. But to talk you about, like to talk about this, I want to like introduce a kind of fictional scenario. So it's even a little bit interactive. I want to talk about Lucas, which is like a second year medical student. Maybe some of you can identify themselves in Lucas. I was Lucas myself. Lucas is so let's like imagine this situation. Lucas is a brilliant second year medical student, that kind of student that has like top grades in all the courses, smart, like really ambitious and interested in having impact. Okay, so I guess some of you can identify in this kind of situation. Let's imagine like Lugan is given the opportunity to be co-author, second author, or something like that on a really important paper, on a paper that is going to be published on Nature, New England, or something like that. So if you are Lucas, or if you are a friend of Lucas, how will you react to this kind of opportunity? Well, of course, you that will be like, that's huge. Congratulations! I'm really happy for you. Like it's a great news, don't you think? So this is kind of quite obvious. But let's think about this for a moment. Why you should be happy for Lucas? Why should Lucas be happy or even aim to publish something like that in Nature in the second year of medicine? Like, why actually? Like, don't give anything for granted. I want to really think about the culture behind medicine and research and being ambitious in general. So the answer is, of course, because we live like in a distorted culture where it doesn't really matter the content of the work. Like, if I tell you, Lucas, I've been publishing on Nature, your reaction will be, "That's great," but maybe you don't even will ask me what was written in that paper. So, what contribute does Lucas have given to the paper? But you are happy because, of course, publishing a huge paper is more like a symbol, a brand, something to brag about. So in this kind of culture, the content of the work is like it's not that much important. Let's say this way. And of course, like journals, this is just an example, are powerful and prestigious. They can be important to gain visibility, to be notorious and everything, but and of course, researcher compete. So it's like a really important achievement for someone who work in the research field, being able to publish in Nature, in Lancet, and whatever. It's a really great achievement. But we are talking about researcher. Why should a medical student should care? But why should Lucas care if he has nothing meaningful to say? I guess there is a problem here. And once we realize that there is a problem, I hope we all realize that at this point. Once we gain this kind of consciousness that the culture is distorted, I want to think why for me, and maybe you have other ideas so we can discuss it, why for me is important to recognize it. For me, it's important because, of course, in this kind of culture, ambitious and skilled students like Lucas are investing their time, their energy, and everything in something that does not really matter. Something on the work thing case. So they actually are wasting time in some sort. And secondly, of course, I think we are perpetuating through social networks, through LinkedIn and stuff, in the creating this kind of culture, the culture of performance that does not really produce any sort of result. And as I told you, as I mentioned, the time is limited. So every minute, every hour of career you spend seeking for ego-based achievement like papers, abstract, first name, authorship, projects, and etc. Actually, if you do it during the 6 year of medicine, so during the 6 year that's like are between a student and a developed and skilled doctor, medical doctor, is a minute, an hour, weeks, or even years taken away from learning, from resting, and growing. So for me, it's a really sensible topic, this. And of course, the ironic part of this is that since this kind of problem particularly affect ambitious students, so those who are more sensible, who have more passions to give to their time to the learning and doing research and everything, those are the first that actually reach like burnout, that develop anxiety. And for me, they are the first that once they're like included in this kind of performative distorted culture, start to like perceive everything like meaningless. Once everything becomes performative, everything like really does not matter anymore. That's like the problem, the idea. So I created the open access medicine some years ago, and like STEM Up and Young STEM, like other association and the realities, the projects, the group, the communities, like we are in some sort we contributed to this culture, I think, somehow. So like we have like some kind of responsibilities in this. I'm not accusing, okay. So it's not like I'm not accusing anyone. It's like thinking together, brainstorming together to this kind of situation. I think once we gather student, once we work with student, we have a community and everything. We should we should teach them what are the priorities. So what should not be a priority and everything. Like it is an example I wanted to write on the PowerPoint. If a student publish during like the first, second, or third year of medicine, like it's not granted that he will be like a good doctor. Okay, of course we know it, you know it, everyone know it, but it's good to remember it because the time you spend publishing that, let's assume that in the first, second, third year medicine, you don't know anything about medicine, you don't know anything about biology, chemistry. So I assume that if you publish something the first year, second year medicine, your contribution of that work will be meaningless or very, very small in some sort, some way. So, but you spend time in that. So during that first, second year where you should actually learn chemistry, biochemistry and everything, you spend time in something. So the risk here is that not only does not mean you are not a good doctor, but the risk is that you wasted time and your formation could be worse than someone who doesn't. So we need to stop confusing people about prestige and everything. We need to like recenter the values that really matter in this kind of setting. So those are my three values I want to promote. I think everyone should like keep in mind during the 6-year medicine and the residency time, everything. First, it's okay to take time. I mean, you can be a Nobel Prize researcher even if you are not published during the 6 year of medicine. That's fine. It happened. So don't worry. That the content, it's more important than speed. Today it's really important how many papers you write and how many congress you participated, posters and everything, how many content you publish on the internet and everything, but that's not a real value. The real value, I think we should prioritize the content, so the depth of what you're doing. And not everything needs to be, of course, optimized for metrics, ego, and everything. So that's another point. It's really important to keep in mind. Something that does not produce a metric, or it's not really ego-based, like as I told you before, like studying or resting between exams or between something important. It's not, of course, it does not produce a metric, but it's really important for you as a professional, healthcare professional, to actually grow and everything. So even if it does not produce numbers, you need it. So just take it. It's not important. And so since it was like not a really a lecture, but some sort of rant, more like a brainstorming. This is my conclusion. I really think that we don't need impressive student. Like that does not help the society. That does not help the students. That does not help anyone. Once you, and this I actually learned it doing the residency. So being in the hospitals, in the research centers, and everything. I learned it really late, but once you understand that healthcare and research in general need the professionals who have something to say, and it's not about when you say it, how fast you say it, how impressive it looks when you say it. You realize that you have all the time you need to be able to create something to say. So to study, to learn something, to find the topic you want to explore, finish your exams, start a residency, etc. Then once you understand really well that field, you can have something to say, and that is a lot more valuable that you say it in the first year of medicine. That's something you should always keep in mind. Thank you for attention. That's the that's my take about it. I don't know if you have any question about.
Thank you so much for that presentation. It really was really insightful. I feel like no one talks about things like this, especially as someone who's on LinkedIn and you see so many people post about their wins and things they've been doing. This perspective is not often shared. So thank you so much for that. Guys, if we have any questions, please do